Hi there, Visionary family, and welcome back to another one with Lady Visionary. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who have been around for a while and have known me for a while, I do apologize that I have not been on YouTube, but yes, I said that I will, and I will keep coming back just to give you guys information. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Lady Visionary, a Jamaican born who grew up or spent most of her life in the UK and decided to relocate to East Africa, specifically in Rwanda, where I have chosen to invest in a glamp site on a beautiful lake called Lake Burera in the northern region of Rwanda. I'm seeing some of my supporters coming in. Make sure you like this video. I'm waiting for a few more of you to come in so that we can have this conversation. I'm seeing more of you. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you ever so much. And for those of you who are not following me on Instagram, I'm over on Instagram. I'm always active on Instagram as Lady Visionary. I also have the business page, which is Twin Lakes Recreational Island. And I'm also on Twitter as well as Lady Visionary. Thank you so much for joining the live session. Really appreciate that. Make sure you let me know where you are listening in from. Please do be interactive in the comment section. Let me know where you're listening in from. And uh, kindly do support by giving this live a thumbs up. And also, you can support with a super chat as well. And I am open for anyone who's listening in today to ask any questions. This is a very hot topic that I felt like I needed to come here and speak about because I think it can be a learning experience. Um, it can be quite informative for those of you who are thinking about relocating to any part of the continent, actually. There's so much information I feel that needs to be shared or hasn't been shared. And I know some of you are a little bit apprehensive about doing the consultations with those diasporans who have chosen to relocate to the respective countries that you may want to relocate to. And I feel like it is very important that you gain as much clarity and information as possible because I think a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon in terms of wanting to relocate. And I know people have said that a lot of YouTubers like myself are glamorizing Africa. But the reality is that a lot of YouTubers, a lot of us who've chosen to relocate to the continent, we we were winging it and we were learning along the way. So it's unfair to say that we're glamorizing it because a lot of people are excited. But I think a fair number of us have had quite a bit of experience that we can share the realities out there. So to help you have to help you get a very sort of clear understanding and for you to have have enough information to be able to make an informative decision about relocating because guys, I'm telling you, it is not a walk in the park, right? And I say the title of this live, do not invest in Africa. Many people will be like, Lady Visionary, what are you talking about? What's going on? I don't think that you should, for those of you who are thinking about it or who are about to do the move, I don't think you should move to Africa without, or any country within Africa, without um, having extensive information first. Because what we're seeing, um, so for me, those of you who don't know, I first visited the continent back in 2010 when I first visited Ghana and fell in love with Ghana, fell in love with the people, the culture. everything. My coconut water, I love my jelly coconut water every morning. Um, yeah, I fell in love with Ghana and I wanted to learn more. I've always kind of have had a heart for Africa and wanting to make a contribution to the motherland. So the first step was visiting Ghana, and also because I think as a teenager growing up, I had a little bit of an identity crisis and I wanted to learn more about my identity. And I felt that that would shape me, and it really did. It made me into the person that I am today, wanting to contribute so much to the continent and also just wanting to position myself living here on the continent. So that trip in 2010 lasted for about 3 months and it was informative. However, I felt like 3 months was not enough. And I was inspired to also explore more of the continent. So in 2014, I got the opportunity to visit Rwanda, and at the same time, I visited Uganda as well. In visiting these different countries, I was really thinking about where I would want to be positioned in terms of my vision and which country I felt that my visions could grow with. Grow with. I really settled with Rwanda because I saw the vision of the country and how it's going. And when I first visited in 2014, I kept on visiting year after year and seeing the progress of the country. And I was really encouraged and inspired to relocate to Rwanda. But I must say that the depth of information that you will get from any country on the continent requires that you spend more than just 3 months or 6 months. Um, for me, I felt like um, I've come to the realization that it has taken me many years to um, fully understand where I am, the country I am in, right? And some people, they get excited about the move, they want to be on the motherland. They don't have a full understanding of the country that they're going to. They're just sort of going off the adrenaline and, yes, kind of believing that things um, will work out. And that is not always the case. Things will not always just fall into place. Some people are lucky, and for the rest, not so lucky. That's why you get people who, will come to a country and then decide, actually, this is not for me, because when they learn of a lot of what they've seen maybe on YouTube or when they've visited that country has been very superficial, and they've now been able to go a little bit deeper and realize that actually this particular country is not for me, or this is not for me, let's try something else. And they bounce from country to country to country. You've made such a huge decision in your life to leave wherever you're coming from, whether it be the West or whether it be the Americas. You've sold your property, and now you find yourself in a situation maybe where you realize that this is not for you, and maybe you have made the wrong decision. And it's so important. I said this on my channel before. It's so important for you to understand your why. Why are you um, relocating? Why are you moving? What is your reason? What is your purpose that is driving you towards leaving the Americas or leaving Europe, right? Because if you don't know your why, if you don't know your purpose, you will be pointing blame. You will be saying, oh, well, these YouTubers have said this and they have said that. Or you'll be looking at someone, not knowing their connections, their resources, and thinking that you can come and do exactly the same thing, what they've done. But you may not have the same connections, you may not have the same resources, you may not have the same understanding, and you may not be willing when you get here to integrate in a way that is required. One of the challenges and one of the challenges of relocating for me personally to Rwanda has been for example, the language barrier. But I have not really allowed that to set me back, understanding that I will, um, accepting that, I will develop the language skills. I will understand more Kinyarwanda as I'm speaking, as I'm interacting. But I cannot deny that Kinyarwanda is a very, very difficult language, and um, the the language barrier can be a means of frustration when you're not able to communicate your needs, when people don't understand you. It can be very frustrating. And if you don't have the energy or the time to learn a new language, maybe, you're like, well, I'm in my retirement age now, and, languages are not for me. And you have to be super, super dependent on somebody else who speaks the language that may not even be honest and communicate in your best interest or for your needs. And that can be a very, very, very vulnerable position to be in. Um, so I'm encouraging and just raising the awareness to my supporters out there who are thinking about relocating, not to do it in a haste. I've said in previous videos to come, and I've said that 3 months is not even enough to come and just collect everything that you need to collect in terms of information. It's not enough. I personally think that you should come for 6 months to a year, but I also think um, a year is not even enough for you to have a really good understanding, unless you're going out there day by day and looking for the information that you need in order to make an informed decision about your move. Because what I will tell you guys, because some people are like, right, I'm moving from the West, I'm moving from the Americas, I'm going to Africa where people are going to be like this and they're going to embrace me. They're my brothers, they're my sisters. And let me tell you something, guys, that is not necessarily the case. People are just kind of some people are looking at us like, why would you leave the land of milk and honey? Why would you leave the Americas? People dream of getting to the Americas. So they may look at us as if we're crazy. They may not, they sometimes don't even understand this whole concept or notion of my brother, my sister, right? So, and you've made such a big move expecting to be embraced in a certain way and realizing that that's not the case when you get on the continent. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on the ground, educating our people, letting them understand our history in the West or in the Americas. They may not fully understand, and we have to be the ones to tell them. And even that can be exhausting. So I'm encouraging the diaspora because I'm seeing so many people, as I say, jump on the bandwagon and they're not fully informed about what they want to do. They don't know their purpose, then they don't know why. They just want to be on the continent. And while that is great, the excitement, wanting to learn more about the motherland, but is it your turn? Is it your turn? And have you assessed in depth, you know, the good and the bad in the situation? Some of you may be leaving your families, coming, you're the only one here, you get homesick. If you are sick, who is your emergency contact on ground? Is it somebody that will um, serve in your best interest? And a lot of the times, and I think this is across all African countries, but let me just speak from my experience. For those of us who are coming from the West, you know, you may think, oh, again, going back to my point, you may think, oh, yeah, my brother, my sister. But coming from the West, how we can be viewed or what has been portrayed out there through the medias is that the West is full of money. The Americas is full of money. So it means that for us, Coming from the West, coming from the Americas, we are loaded according to our brothers and sisters on the continent, right? So that can change the way people interact with us. And some people will be willing to maybe pretend, or, they may persevere in a fake situation, a scamming situation, because of what they want to get. And when you're faced with that, it can also be exhausting, right? So you need to know what you're coming into, the environments that you're coming to, what that may look like, how you're going to navigate that the best way that you can, um, who who's on the ground that can support you, who is on the ground that has more experience and can support you along the journey. Because to do it alone, and I know some people are coming and doing it alone, and it's not the best way forward, because you will end up sinking. And then again, the business arena, many people are coming and they're saying, well, I want to come to Africa, I'm going to start a business, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. You're coming to start a business. You wanted to start a business, but you have no experience in that business. For example, you haven't taken the time to read thoroughly. You haven't taken the time to put together a sound business plan. This is no joke, guys. This is your future. This is your life. And you can move to the continent thinking that, yes, that's where I want to be, realizing that you have made the biggest mistake of your life. And that alone can drive you mad. That alone can drive you to the coffin. Operating a business on the continent is not an easy one. I'm talking from experience, because I've told you all, and I've made it public on my platform, that I started a glam site. Many of you followed the journey to when I first came to Rwanda, and I bought a piece of land, and that expanded into hectares. And eventually, through the challenges, the ups and downs, and struggles, eventually we were able to open the glam site. But I tell you, there was a day where I said to my husband, I need you to book me a one-way ticket out of Rwanda. And he was shocked, because he knew how much I love Rwanda, one, and how much I was passionate and so driven with regards to my vision. But the challenges that I was encountering made me feel like, no, this is just too much. And you know why, guys? Because we have to understand that, for example, Rwanda is still a developing country. So there will be things that are slow. There'll be things that you'll be chasing. And it's like, you have to know yourself and understand yourself. Do I have this level of patience? Do I have the time? Do I have the energy? You have to ask yourself all of those questions. So all of those questions. Do I have the energy? Do I have the time? Do I have the strength? And at that point, when I told my husband that to book me a one-way ticket out of here, I really felt like I was just done. We had chosen to invest in a remote area in Rwanda, which lacks infrastructure. And the vision was like, we want to do something in a remote community, because um, that's where people need help the most. In the remote parts of Africa, those people tend to be left behind. People have asked me, well, you could have invested in Kigali, the city. And I wanted to move away from city life, more remote, in the village where I can make a significant impact with my project. The project of building a hotel so that we can employ local people, that they will till the land. We could again employ local people to till the land. We also had the Masazera Farm Initiative where we are still, and when we were giving out goats, female goats and sheep to the community as well as cows to families that had children who are malnourished. And so there was a real passion and real drive, but at the same time, there were so many hurdles that I had to encounter, I had to endure, I had to, have the patience through. And that was for me exhausting. After spending like a year and a half, 2 years struggling in this department, then I'll go to another area and struggle again, keep knocking on doors, keep showing up and saying, oh, this needs to happen, that needs to happen. Um, you know, After doing, I just felt like, you know what, this is too hard. This is just too hard. And so I want people out there, the diaspora, to out there who are thinking, who have no idea what they're getting themselves into, that it can be extremely hard, right? Extremely, extremely hard to the point where you're questioning your whole reason of being where you are, your whole reason of starting the journey. And so much that it can plunge you into depression, so much that it can plunge you into depression because here you are, you've left, for example, let's say the United States, where a lot is going on. You've left the United States, you want a new start, but here you are trying to get a new start and you're struggling. You're struggling to start up your business. You're struggling to get people who are honest. You're struggling to get people that you trust. You're just struggling overall with the language barrier. You are in the deep end. You are struggling. You are drowning, trying to swim, right? So there is so much, as I said, that needs to be considered before you think about relocating. I'm not even just talking about Rwanda. I'm giving you my experiences. I'm telling you some of my experiences, but even just watching and talking to other people who have relocated to other countries on the continent and the struggles they've gone through, and people who have said, you know what, I have packed my bags and I am leaving at the nearest opportunity, right? Because you're coming into an environment that you don't know. You haven't done your research. You haven't made your connection. You're very trusting. Some of you are getting into relationships that you should not be getting into. As I said, a lot of people will see you as a cash cow, and they will pretend for as long as they need to pretend in order to get your money. That here you are broke. For example, you've come with your pension. Here you are broke. It's not a joke, because you have allowed some fool to fool you. Some of us are coming, our mindset is not right. We're not ready for the relocation. People know that there are some of these people on the ground who know diasporans are coming into Africa. They know your vulnerability, and they will play on that vulnerability to get what they want. I've seen it with my eyes. There are diasporans who are on the continent currently being manipulated, right? So I'm seeing you guys here. I just want to say thank you so much for joining. I felt like I had to come on and pour this out, pour what's on my heart, and just let you guys know. Some have asked me, Lady Visionary, where are you? Where are you? Are you still in Rwanda? How is business going? And I can say that yes, I am still in Rwanda. I'm focusing on business. There's a lot of my attention that's going on business that I feel like it takes away as well from me doing YouTube. And it also, because also I'm a mom to two amazing boys, and that's taking a lot of my attention. And sometimes, because YouTube is a space where, or the social media is a space where, when you start to share certain things, people start to judge you. So I have been apprehensive about or been careful about what I share. But I definitely feel like, no, I need to come and I need to share, because people are getting themselves into a lot of mess. And why is that? Because some of us, yes, we're struggling and we're not maybe telling the truth. We're scared that social media will judge us. You know, we're scared of the trolls. We're scared of, the idiots that are online that will just put you through it. So you've got internet pressures and other pressures that you don't need. You don't need. I remember when my mom passed away whilst I was here in Rwanda. And imagine I've relocated with my husband and my kids. And in the midst of building my vision, of building our vision, and everything coming together, my mom just passed away. It was just so sudden. In the height of COVID, I had to find my way to Jamaica. My mom was in the UK at the time, but I had to find my way. And I remember I needed some support. So I put out there that I needed support, and I put together a GoFundMe for those people who wanted to support. And there was a YouTuber who um, basically wanted to pull me apart for asking for support. To show you how mean people can be. And then you think, if you are struggling, maybe I'll just struggle alone, because if I do say anything, look at the way that people would tear me apart. That's just an example. So I say that to say that I know people are wondering where I am, why Lady Visionary is not sharing as much as I used to. Um, and then again, one of the things as well is that I started from zero. Where I started from is not where I am now. I've grown, things have progressed. There has been struggles, there's been ups, there's been downs, but I'm still working hard with regards to my company. There's no regrets. It's still hard, guys. It's still quite hard. 2 years in business. Most businesses fail within the first 2 years of operation. July 13th will be 2 years since I opened up my hotel, since I opened up my glam site. And again, I was relying also on diaspora support, but I didn't get that, guys. I didn't get that. And I want to say that if you have a business that relies solely on diaspora support or diaspora market, and I will say this again, I've said that in a previous live, your business will fail, because we're not at the level where we are getting there, but we're not at the level where we really truly support each other wholeheartedly. We're not there yet. 98% of the people that come and support my business are foreigners, right? The rest are local Rwandans and diasporans, but 98%. Some people have in the past accused me of, trying to use them for my own personal gain. Like, these are diasporans who have accused me. I have done nothing. Who have tried to accuse me of trying to use them for my personal gain, when that was far from the truth. And as a result, I've also tried to drag my name. Yeah, have also tried to drag my name. So that is also one of the reasons why you see Lady Visionary is not so prominent on YouTube as I was before, because I said, you know what? I just want to focus on my vision. I just want to work. Um, I just want to work in the background. I want to do my thing in the background. I just want to grow. And I have been growing. But I also have thought how amazing it would be if I truly had the support from my community. 100%. We are so good at dragging each other left, right, and center, putting each other down. When it comes to others, we always elevate them. We support their businesses. 98% of the people who support my business over the last 2 years have been foreigners. The other 2% local Rwandans and diasporans. You know, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask questions. I'm here for another 10 minutes or so to answer any questions you may have. So I know many of you are curious, but I'm still right here in Rwanda. I'm still fighting the good old fight. I'm still in business. Things can always be better, definitely, but I haven't given up the good fight. Things are still looking positive, but it has not come without some real challenges. So we have Lady J, Black Eyed View in the building. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. African Properties Rwanda. Thanks for sharing all this information. A lot of people think that things just work out just like that, but it requires hustling and proper planning. Exactly. Exactly. It does require a certain level of planning. And I know other diasporans who have come on ground, really suss things out, have to go back and have, do some more planning wherever they're coming from in order to eventually move. Andy G's in the building. Hi, Andy. Blessed everyone. I'm not able to read that. I think, but it says, have lost humanity. Andy G, Lady Visionary just joined the live. How are you doing? Yes, I'm okay. As I said, I'm okay. I am definitely could be better, right? I've thought about so many things that I could do to possibly try to engage the diaspora more, because at the end of the day, I do want the diaspora to benefit from what I'm doing and the lessons that I've learned, right? I do want people out there to know my journey, understand it, and learn from it. There's a lot of mistakes that I've made. There's a lot of lessons that I've learned along the way, and that I feel like I can share that out there, so others won't have to, fall into those same traps or become victims of um, their mistakes. So it's like, if you know that there are others who have gone ahead of you, right? Reach out to them, even if you have to pay for a consultation. There's some people are like, no, the diasporans, they're charging this. Even if you have to pay for a consultation with that person, guess what? It's going to be worthwhile, because you would have gathered so much information that may allow you to make that key decision, and then also prevent you from losing money. Because who can afford to lose money? I can't afford to lose money, and I have lost money. I have lost money. Do you understand? So if I can prevent others from also losing money, that's exactly what I'm going to do by sharing the information on my platform. And for those of you who want to book a consultation, I know I have an issue with my email, so I know people have been trying to reach me, but I will also put in a new email in this description box. So if you do want to reach out to me for a consultation, then you can also reach out to me. Don't say, Lady Visionary, you're charging. Guys, this is part of my work. This is part of my sustainability. This is part of how I'm able to support the vision to continue with what I'm doing here in Rwanda. So support me. If you're going to support. Don't complain, just support. Right? So, Andy, I'm okay. How are you doing? I wish you could come into the live so that you could speak to the people, because I feel like you have had some experience, and maybe others listening out there could also learn from you and what you're doing and how you're doing it. But obviously it's a personal choice as to whether you want to share your journey as well. So I'm open to any questions for the next 5 minutes, guys. This was really just a quick one, just to get this off my heart, get this off my chest, and yeah, I just wanted to come on to get it off my chest and give you all an opportunity to ask any questions, and then to also update you on what's happening with me. But also, there's a time for everything, and I will also there's a time where I will also share a little bit more. And there's a time for that, and the time is not now. So if anyone is in the building and wants to ask a critical question before I end this live, it'd be so great. If anyone wants to support, again, anytime I'm live, I know I don't come on that often, but if when I'm live and you want to support the vision, what I'm doing here in Rwanda, you can support with a super chat. So I'm not seeing any questions. So I'm thinking that no one has any questions. But hopefully this has been informative. I hope I really covered everything I wanted to cover, because I was just kind of here and was just like, I need to just get this off my chest. I need to also come onto YouTube because I haven't been on here for a while. And I know people have been asking me if I'm still in Rwanda and if I'm still in business. Yes, I'm still in Rwanda. And yes, I'm still in business. July 13th will be 2 years since that we have been in operation. And I'm very mindful about that. I don't take that for granted. We've been getting some really great reviews. So if you want to check us out, you can do. We're on Instagram, Twin Lakes Recreational Island. Please, please go over and support on Instagram by following. HDK is in the building. Hello, I moved from the West to Rwanda. It has been a journey. I am glad you did this video. I came in 2022. HDK, would you like to come onto the live? Do you have something to share to the audience that may be beneficial? Because the move, I don't know what to say, but it's not an easy one. And I think it's about time people were fully and truly aware, and there is enough of us that's been on the continent for a while now that can give our brothers and sisters who will come behind us the information so that they don't have to make the same mistakes. And then by sharing, your ups and downs, others can learn from that and not maybe fall into the same traps, or lose as much money, or be so trusting, or make better decisions that will make their move a lot more smooth and a lot more comfortable. Because when you're going through it, because you've said to your family, you know what, I'm leaving the West, I'm no longer coming back to America, and then you are in Africa on the continent and you're thinking, what the hell have I done? And you feel so ashamed because you're like, you've told your family back there that you're done with the West, and here you are saying, well, I think I made a mistake. You left your family, you're lonely, you're not building connections, the language is a problem, you have to rely on others to communicate for you. When you have to rely on other people to communicate for you, that is no fun. That is no fun. You feel like an infant baby, right? And that person who is maybe translating for you on your behalf may not even be translating in your best interest. They may just be translating working against you, right? So, HDK, if you would like to come into the building, you're in the building, but if you would like to join the live chat, let's see. Let's see. It's been such a while that I don't know how to get you into the live stream, right? Right, guys, I'm so sorry, but I was there trying to find where I can get you into the live. All right, I'm seeing the homegirl healer in the building who has sent a super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's been a while. How are you? Where are you? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's been a while, guys. I know. Like I've missed you all, I swear. I have missed you all, and I guess this is also me telling you that I'm back. You should see more of me in the lives, giving you guys more content, giving and but more informative content where you can really learn from it. Homegirl healer sending all my love. Thank you so much. A Nubian is in the building. Thanks for Lady Visionary. I need to pin the link. I don't understand how. Wait, hold on, guys. Really wanted HDK to come in the building because you've been in Rwanda since 2022, and I feel like there'll be lots you'll be able to share with the. Okay, let's see. I think I've got it. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. Thank you so much for bearing with me. It has been a while. Right, right. I think I'm there. I think I'm there. All right. I think I'm there. So I'm going to send out the link. So um, it's a link for HDK to come in the building and get to be able to share some information about the move to Rwanda. And you don't have to put on your video camera or anything like that. You just need to make sure that your mic is working and that you are able to speak to the audience. So HDK, please, because I feel like more diasporans need to come forward and talk about the challenges that they're facing. They need to speak on the challenges that they're facing, right? And it's so difficult, as I say, to be transparent because we are afraid of what people may think. We are afraid of people who are just mean out there that want to just drag you through the mud. They see that you're down and they want to drag you even further down. That's been, honestly, that's been part of the scary thing about YouTube and social media. But some people like, well, you decided to come onto social media, you should have been prepared for it. But how can we even be prepared for something that we don't even know? Okay, wow. Okay. HDK is in the building, guys. Thank you so much. Let's see. Right. I've accepted. Let's see. HDK's in the building. Can you hear me, HDK? Can you hear me? I'm not sure why. Can you try to exit and join again? My audience are here and they're very keen. I believe they'll be very keen to hear from you. Again, as someone who's been in Rwanda since 2024, just want to know a bit about the journey and a bit about the struggles and a bit about the highs, if there are any. Please, guys, please bear with me. I'm so sorry. Can you just check that your mic is working? Can you check that your mic is working? HDK. Okay. Add to the stage. Okay, so that was me. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, your volume. Is it your volume or is it my side? Can the audience hear HDK?
Can you hear
Let
me?
me know. Type 1 if you can hear HDK. So, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, as I said previously, I'm doing good. Could always be better.
Yes.
I had just a lot of things on my heart that I wanted to share today. I haven't been consistent on YouTube for several reasons, which I
Mm-hmm.
discussed not too long ago. But I really, okay, Andy's saying we can hear HDK loud and clear, which is perfect. So
Wonderful.
just go ahead and introduce yourself and
Wait,
yeah, just share what you think that also the audience would benefit from.
okay. My name is Phyllis. I actually moved from California. I came and visited uh, not long enough, maybe for about 3 weeks. And then I went back to the States. And then I moved here permanently in 2022. And everything you've been saying, it's been true. I mean, I've questioned myself about, I have a family in the States, my son, I have the one son. And,
Yeah.
that has crossed my mind about, you know, leaving my family and coming over here. I do have some support here. I connected with a couple of the expats here that's kind of been, we kind of lean on each other. But everything you're saying is true. It has been a journey. The language barrier, yes, is a issue. Um, I did come here. I hit the ground running. I actually built a home here. I live in Bugasera.
Oh, wow.
So I bought a piece of property and I did build here, but it's a little remote out here. I live in the village. But I go to Kigali often. But yes, just as you stated, we need to be clear about why we're coming and the things that we're, you know, the obstacles or struggles that we have here. Um, and you're right, people do tend to want to stick to you for that reason because they think you have money, you know. So I have been trying to keep people at certain people at a distance, you know. Um, yes, we do need to be aware of the environment that we come into. I totally agree with that. Um, I came here um, to build here and have a place for my family to come over, because the West is getting bad. But I should have did a little more homework about the area that I live in. It's kind of remote out here, so I was the only house that was built here on this property. Until recently, there's someone this building. I think they're from Jamaica, next door to me. But
Okay.
yes, we need to be aware of, you know, people that we meet, because everybody wants to be your friend. You know, everybody wants to, um, you know, stick
And
to you.
how are you navigating the language barrier? Because I think that will be something that people want to know. How do you navigate or overcome the challenge of the language barrier?
Well, I do have one of the expats that she employed some guys here that help her. She has a farm. You probably heard of her,
Okay.
Jay.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so they come over here. I have a garden in my back, so they come over here and kind of maintain my garden. So, and they're honest guys. So if I have you know. Uh, something that I need to, get over. I actually have people painting, so I call them, and it's a little, trying to, but they always say, "Don't worry, uh, if you have any issues, we'll help translate." And the other thing is, I have a security guard, and we kind of just make it, a lot of hand signaling, and you know, we kind of like built a rapport. So yeah, that's how I been doing as far as the language is concerned, you know. But
And do you feel that is
go
enough? Because you are here permanently as of right now. Do you feel like that is enough, or do you feel like that can, take a toll? Are you settling with the idea of, okay, I'm going to always need someone to translate and do this for me? And are you
hmm
okay that with that long term? Because I want other people out there to really understand, um,
hmm
that this is a significant challenge, because I find myself on days, even though I'm trying to learn more of the language, I do find myself on days being extremely frustrated and having to be like, okay, calm down, just breathe
yes,
and take this one step at a time, right? But I do find
yeah,
myself
right.
at times becoming frustrated because maybe I can't find, I've forgotten the Kinyarwanda word, or I just can't find the
hmm
sentence of that moment in time. It may be there, but I've forgotten. It's just not coming. You know,
hmm
I have found myself to be frustrated.
yes. I picked up words here and there. I don't know, how long that I don't want to totally depend on other people to translate, for me, and so I'm trying to pick up words here and there. But like you said, it is a very difficult language. It is very difficult to learn.
Yeah.
So
So what I can
yes.
say to anyone also, thinking about relocating to Rwanda is, it's a challenging language, as we've both said, but also maybe they
hmm
can try to see, because now you've got Google Translate. So that's one of the things I've been using as well, that the Google Translator in Kinyarwanda English, which doesn't always
Yes.
come out perfect, but if you're making simple sentences, then Google
Yes.
Translator can be okay for that. But more complicated, in-depth conversations, it becomes a little bit complicated because it translated somehow in the wrong position and so on. And so the meaning can be different. But if you're communicating just simple things, Google
hmm
Translator can be a good source for that as well.
Yes, I have used the translators. In fact, there's the guys that's painting. They use it. They have me to type in what I'm saying, and then they, yeah, I do use that as well. Um, but
So
yeah.
what would you say? What further advice would you give to those who are listening out, and what do you think you would have done differently, and why?
I think more about where I'm living.
Right.
I don't like the city. Kigali is too crowded. I've never lived in cities, even in the States, but maybe closer to the city. Where Bugasera is probably about 40 minutes out of Kigali. And I think I should have did a little more investigation about where I wanted to build. I'm like the only. Uh, there's a village a little further out, a little further from where my home is,
Yes.
but yes, just maybe stayed a little bit, get my bearings, and then moved out here. But yeah,
Yes.
because it's
So we
like
have
I don't
Andy
know.
saying, sorry, Anthony, first of all, saying, is the language barrier and the slow pace of services the biggest hiccup for most expats in the country?
Yes,
I don't know
you
if you
have
see
to
that
have a
on the
lot of
screen.
patience. Yes, a lot of patience. In the West, we're used to things, here, and they don't. It doesn't work that way here. You know, everything is a lot slower here. And that's a little frustrating. For me. But
Okay, who
like
do
you
we have
said,
in the
take a deep
building?
breath.
Q. We have Q in the building. Just wait for me, Q. I just had a question for HK. And sorry, I just wanted to say that for the listeners out there, because I think a lot of the diasporans are focused so much on Kigali because of a lot of the information that they
Hmm.
they see maybe online is about Kigali. But I want to say that Rwanda is more than just Kigali, and for me, I also chose to invest remote and live remote. So I'm in the second city, which is Musanze. So I also want diasporans out there to also explore other parts of Rwanda. And Musanze being the second city, a little bit more slow paced than what you're used to, more chilled. Obviously, with Kigali, it's more hustle and bustle. You have like
Yes.
more infrastructure. However,
Hmm.
there's some really good opportunities in Musanze that I think the diasporans are missing. And in order to really understand that, it's worth coming up and having a visit, having a look around, and just getting a feel and really doing some in-depth research on Musanze to see if Musanze could be a potential place where you could also relocate, settle, and start a business. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I just wanted to invite Q in the building and see what the contribution will be.
Okay.
Hello, Q. Welcome to the live.
How y'all doing? I'm a veteran. I was just trying to see within reason. Did you have any available places to rent, and or if so, to catch the flight, would I have to catch a Uber or Lyft there to you, or how would that go?
Sorry, I'm having some challenges on my end. Could you please repeat that again, Q? So
I'm a
say that
veteran
again.
in the United. I'm a veteran in the United States, and I
Yes.
was just wondering if I were to catch not immediately, but as time were to pass, a plane flight to Rwanda. What is the availability of housing? I know it's going to be a monthly stipend like rent at Twin Lakes.
Ah, so you're interested to stay at Twin Lakes for a period of time. Is that
Oh,
correct?
yes, yes, ma'am. I plan to eventually use it as a catapult to either stay there or if you had some extra places to purchase or, could guide me in the right directions to eventually buy a place there.
Okay, so I think the best situation for this, because this will be like a consultation, so it would
Okay.
be better for you to contact me directly for us to
Okay.
set up a consultation to go through everything, all the details,
Yes, ma'am.
and then you can make an informed decision. But I'm happy here, and I'm happy to help and support anyone who's wanting to relocate. And for
Okay.
me, I know a lot about the northern province because that's where I've been, but I've got a full overview of Rwanda. So if you are interested in relocating to the northern province, which is where I am, you don't have to worry about that. Lots and lots of information.
All
But
right.
as I said, I'm not sure. Have you visited Rwanda before?
No, ma'am. Via the military, I've only been to Italy, Greece, Spain, Rome, Dubrovnik, Dubai. not Rwanda.
So when you come out here, are you visiting or have you made the decision to completely relocate?
Yeah, I'm gonna most likely relocate. I just noticed that via be many people in person. I'm walking down the street, and many people in persons with their not ads, but content created. You've by far been the best, and I noticed your husband was on there a couple of times when y'all were first starting off, and I like the way you were seeking help for a couple of the, I would say, locals with the gold or some school supplies. So I said, this lady and her husband are very, and I noticed you said you, of course, you were educating your husband as well from London. I said, well, let me check it out. But I do believe within this year of 2024, I will be arriving the latter part of this year. I think I have my eyes set, of course, on Rwanda. I just have to take care of a couple of loose ends here. And yes, after that, I noticed that, of course, you already have accommodation. You and your husband were showing houses that you've already built or properties that you know about. So I said, well, why would I waste my time, trying to look around when someone's from another country, although your husband's from there and you're from England or London? I could just go
Yeah.
ahead. You save me a lot of time.
Right. So I'm going to give you my direct contact. I will put it out into the chat, and you can contact me directly. Just I think it's important for me to understand in depth a bit more about um, your why as well, and just seeing how I can direct you, give you as much information as possible in order for you to make an informed decision. So Q, I will put the details in the chat. So please email me, and then I will give you some further information.
Okay. Thank you.
But thank you so much, and I look forward to welcoming you to Rwanda.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, take care now. Take care.
You have a great day.
I did want to say too, Lady Visionary, that
Yes,
joining a expat group, they do have expat groups here that can help as well.
yes. I agree with that because and I guess I think there's so many expat groups so that you can kind of reach out and know what others are doing and possibly what support you can get, and I think when you know what others are on the ground doing,
Yes.
it sort of helps to guide you on your way. But I feel
Hmm.
like I don't know where all the diasporans. I feel like, okay, so there's only about 3 diasporans in Musanze, and I'm really like I ask myself why, right? And I know so
Mm.
many of you are concentrated Kigali and towards Bogosera. That's where many
Hmm.
have decided to invest. And even myself, I made a small investment in Bogosera, but I live in
Hmm.
the north. And I think we have to kind of think because Rwanda is a small country, so you can get from A to B
Right.
very quickly. So you don't have to be concerned to say, oh my goodness, I'm so far away from Kigali. Because if you're in Musanze, for example, you can be in Kigali within 2 hours. There are businesses that have invested in Musanze that have also
Hmm.
invested in Bugosera, for example. So I
Yes.
don't think we need to kind of think outside the box and not limit ourselves, because maybe where you can live at this moment in time, at the other place it's an investment. So you may have
Yes.
done it the other way around, where you could say, well, I've actually I'm living here, but maybe this was not the ideal place to live now, and perhaps this should be invested in another way, or maybe I should have positioned myself another way. So I think through more of us coming to the forefront and really giving genuine, honest information that can help
Yes.
others who are coming behind us. You know what I mean?
I
So
do. Yeah, you read my mind because I said if I could use this as an investment, um, because it's a pretty big house. It's a 4 bedroom. It's really modern looking out, in this area. So I think people would because Bugasera is growing very fast,
Yes.
and because of that airport that's out there, and I think they just made an announcement that'll be finished in 2027, I
28.
believe. 28. Okay. Yeah. So, and I've seen quite a few different nationalities here. It's like Bugasera is a spot right now. I've seen a lot of European people here and Chinese as well. So it's really growing fast and it's beautiful out here. It's not that hustle and bustle, like you said, like Kigali. It's really um, very peaceful out here. Lots of greenery. It's a beautiful area.
Yes. For me, I also love Bugasera. I think like, yeah, like if it wasn't going to be Musanze, for me it would have been Bugasera, because I do love Bugasera. There's some parts of Bugasera that's just captivating.
Yes, yes, it is.
Bear with me a moment. Let's see. Just read some more of the comments, and then I also
Mhm.
wanted to know if you had any questions for me. Just bear with me. Let me read this question by PT. PT, thank you so much for being in the building. Anthony, sorry, Anthony has said. Right, I'm missing out. I'm missing a lot of comments. I'm so sorry. So they are coming. We want to live where there are more amenities available, honestly. That's why we prefer Kigali. I also thought about buying 2 hectares of land by the lake. So for those of you who are interested in buying land near the lake, Twin Lakes, please do contact me directly. At some point, I'm going to put my email that you can contact me directly on. PT, I think what HDK just said about could benefit many people moving to the continent. Settle first in the proximity to people and services, then decide where to build and settle. Um,
Yes.
I think that's so true. Definitely. Come on the ground, have a feel, have a look around, and yes, being close to people and services is very important. I mean, people kind of think that Musanze is like very remote, but like even the my hotel, it's not actually in Musanze, it's in Brera district, which is out just outside of Musanze, just like Bugosera is just outside of Kigali. So we don't have as much as Kigali does,
Hmm.
but Kigali is easily accessible, and so
Yes.
and there's only a few of us out here as well. As I said previously, there's only about 3 of us out here.
And you have a
Um,
beautiful spot, lady visionary. I've watched your video. You have a beautiful property there. The cows and the chicken and the garden is gorgeous.
Thank you so much. I wish for you to come up and see it in person, because my dad, like everyone else, was watching my YouTube. So my dad was watching my YouTube. I told him about the vision when I left the UK, and he was like, "Well, because I've worked in the medical field for over 10 years." So
Hmm.
they thought it was just a phase I was going through. So when my family kept asking, "Okay, are you coming back? Are you coming back?" And I was like, "No, I'm working on the vision. I'm building." And finally, my dad came out to Rwanda to say, "Right, okay, let's see in the flesh what my crazy daughter is doing." And so when he came, he was like
Yeah.
completely blown away, and he said to me, like, "The videos that you do, the pictures that you take, does not give this place the true does not show the true beauty of this place. You need to be there in person." And I also
Yes.
you know I think a lot of people who have followed this journey, literally when I just bought the land, and I bought a small piece of land, that's all I could afford, or all we could afford, and we just continued to expand, and now we're talking about hectares where we actually own a whole peninsula island. And I just
Nice.
would love for more of the diaspora to say, Lady Vision, I want to come and support you. I want to come and see what you're doing on the ground. And going back, like my dad came to see what I was doing. It was a bit challenging for him because my dad had my unfortunately my dad was hit by a car, and
Mm. Sorry.
is disabled as a result. So it was a bit challenging for him to come up, but he was very determined to make it, and he did. And he was only planning to stay about 2, 3 days, but he extended his stay. And he really
Wonderful.
gave me his blessings, and that was really important. I feel like that was really important because he understood now the vision, and he gave me his blessing and was just like, okay, my daughter, you can continue,
That's
and
wonderful.
that felt amazing. So anyway, the to cut a long story short, I would love to have more of the diaspora support to come and see what I'm doing on the ground,
Hmm.
and support, definitely. um
Definitely.
a Nubian is saying, yes, the mountains and terrain, uniquely breathtaking. I'm telling you. And it's a spot that I never get bored of. Like, I'm hiking every other day. Like, sometimes if there's no guests at the hotel, I just check in as a guest. And I just want to experience again and again what other people are experiencing, because, like, 100% of my guests who come, or let me not say 100%, let me say 99.9% of the guests that come to the hotel love the place. And guess what, we even have people returning a third time. We have guests returning a third time, and we've only been opened coming up to 2 years. And one of our guests returned 3 times within 6 months, and
Wow.
supported paying full price each time. And I want to also remind people that, yes, it's a business, but I chose a business model that could also support the community. So we are providing jobs to the community. So the people who work on the site, at the hotel, in the farms, our local people. The woman dance group that we've put together, they're all women who have dropped out of school or gotten pregnant, who are and are single mothers that dance for our hotel, and then we're able to provide an income for them, and they're able to put food on their table, and that's something like just mind blowing for me, that I started this. And in the beginning I was like, somehow questioning whether I can really do this, because it's an ambitious project. And even we've started, this is just phase one. We have phase two and phase two to complete by the grace of God. And but there'll be times where I would just sit and almost discourage myself, or just think, can I really do this? The money that is required, the patience, the this, the that.
Yes.
This is really ambitious. You want to own this own peninsula. Is it possible? And guess what? Sitting here and telling you that it is possible if you put your
Yes.
mind,
And
your
you do have
heart
to.
in it. Like, there has been days where I have cried, dried up the tears, and kept going, because I believe
Yes.
in the vision. I believe in the why. I believe that this is where I'm supposed to be. But I want others to know that just because Lady Visionary has done it in this way, maybe, and it's possible, but you have to find your way, and you don't have to come into it blind. You
Yes.
don't have to come into it blind, but you have to come into it with as much information as possible, because this is no joke, and it can be a make or break.
Yes, it can. I sometimes I have to, when people, a few of the expats have come over, then they say, Phyllis, you did it. I said, yeah, I did it. I built. I was the first one here. I built. I came here with a vision to build here, and yeah, you do have to, be focused, and um, you do have to integrate yourself with the local people. You do. I've had, all the people that worked on my house, local, all the people that help me around here are local people. And also, there is an organization that I'm starting. They're starting to uh, come and help too. It's called Quest to Unite Africa. So I'm going to be doing stuff with them as well, helping people. here on the
Yes,
continent.
I think on that note, actually, because of how we are perceived coming from the Western America,
Yes,
also
yes,
it can be dangerous. It can be a little bit dangerous if
yes,
you don't support the community because they will see you as someone who has and is just
yes,
greedy. And they, for the most part, they are hungry. They need help. They need support. But instead, I don't believe in giving, say, handouts. I believe in
no,
setting up some sort of project that is beneficial to the community in a way, because the way in which you give to the community is also very important. Because if you're giving away in an inappropriate way, people will always be coming, oh, she has, because you're
yes,
always maybe giving something. So there has to be an organized way which is going to be also safe for you, because people are thinking, okay, there's always something
exactly.
coming from that house. Okay, maybe one day I'll just go in and just see what's in it for me. So
Right,
it has
right,
to be in an I believe that to be true, has to be in an organized way. Yeah.
exactly. And it's best to connect with the chief of the community, and I have made there's a couple of police that kind of patrol out on the street, so they know who I am, they know who.
Yeah, so
Yes,
I love the fact that you're saying you're it's important to connect in the community. Absolutely, I agree with that. I'm very much integrated within I work across several communities because I'm in
mm-hmm.
Musanze and I'm also in Brera, which is where the hotel project is. So it is so important. It's so imperative that you try your best to don't isolate yourself and
Right,
interact as much as you can, obviously with a certain level of distance or precaution,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, you
I
do.
think I think that's important, just because of the mentality um,
Mm-hmm.
of people, really, and I've experienced a lot of great people, but I've also experienced a lot of dishonest people, and that's the bit
Yes.
where from some days I wrap my head around it, and other days I struggle with it.
The same here too. I'm not ashamed to say that. I came here like, okay, I want to help, but you have to be careful with that. Like you said, you have to be aware of you know that kind of thing, and get find locals that you can trust. And I've been fairly lucky that way. That kind of took me under their wing, because I came here with a open heart, and uh, just want to be part of the community. I don't want to stick out, even though you're going to stick out because you're from America, but you
Yes.
know not to threatening. Just I came to live in peace. So yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
I totally understand that. I've sent my email out in the chat. I'd love to also connect with you. See, also, I don't come to Kigali often, unfortunately, and rarely
Hmm.
Bugosera. But I would love to also come out there and see where you are, and and you're also welcome this way as well. My email
That
in
would
the
be
in
wonderful.
the other video description. There's a problem with
Okay.
that. So for the moment, I'm using masazerafamily@gmail.com. So if you wanted to reach out to me, and we can just connect more, and then I can also
Definitely.
share with you my personal number. And as I said, like, I'd love to come out there and see where you are, you know. And have you
Wonderful.
ever been to Musanze?
No, I haven't. I haven't gotten that far. I've been kind of consumed with my property here, but I've watched your videos, and people said you should come out there. So I will come out there because it's beautiful. And your spot is beautiful. So yes, I will definitely do that. Thank you so much, Lady Visionary, for having me
Thank
on.
you.
And we'll be in touch. Take care.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And let's connect
You're
via
welcome.
email and hopefully beyond.
All right. Thank you. Bye
Thank you so
bye.
much. You take care. Anthony. Okay, sorry. So we have Anthony saying nothing good comes easy. Always remember that. Why why to keep you going? Yes, always literally. I just breathe like that because yeah, um this journey has been highs and lows. But what I've said to myself is that, and I really can't, and that's kind of what validates um, why I'm here in Rwanda as well. I cannot see myself back living in the West. For me, I just can't see myself, and I don't, I don't want to give up on the vision. I know that much, but there've been hard days again where I've had to go back to the whys, and also in that period of going back to the whys and having, I guess, some low moments where things are hard. I'm like, I don't want to share this. I don't want people to see my vulnerabilities because I don't want people to drag me or say, "Oh, see, Lady Visionary, you know, um, you did this, you said this, but actually you didn't achieve that." Um, a lot of my resources, and people may say, "Oh, you don't put all your eggs in one basket," and I also agree with that as well. But um, we've been channeling a lot of our resources into the hotel that can bring that's been our strategy in order to increase our profits and be able to do more. So even for us right now, I still have the diaspora the diaspora project plots. I still have them. Um, and I did apply for building permission 2 years ago, but that was rejected because actually I found out that there was a problem with the physical plan that wasn't complete. And 2 years down the line, just about 2 weeks ago or so, I got some documentations that will allow me to build, but I'm not really in the position to do so. So I'm starting to think about ideas again where I can mobilize support and possibly have that project, and whether I want to showcase that from the beginning to the end, just offering a level of transparency. But with transparency, as I said, and we I do want to be transparent as possible. Hence why I came on here and just wanted to get things off my heart, is because I want to be more transparent, but that comes with a level of vulnerability that can make a person also feel like, okay, actually I have to hold back because I don't know how people will perceive this. I don't know how you know, will it be positive? Will it be negative? Because as I said previously, when I had asked for support, I was shot in the leg by another YouTuber. And at that time when I asked for support, when my mum passed, I really did need the support, but I did manage to bounce back by the grace of God and by the grace of just the support from my supporters. But being off YouTube as well, not creating content, focusing on business, um, YouTube has not been that great. And I guess it's people will say, well, if you don't put in the work, and then sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to just come to YouTube because I'm looking for a paycheck at the end from YouTube or so on and so forth. I just want to channel my hard work into the hotel business that can bring me profit, because that's always been the goal, that I wouldn't be reliant on YouTube, um, that I would use it more for showcasing the work that I'm doing, um, to gain leverage, and also yeah, to bring more people into the business. Because obviously also when you start to ask for support, people start to call you an online beggar and all sorts. Guys, that is just so terrible. So yes, I agree with you, Anthony. Nothing good comes easy. Always remember that why to keep you going. Thank you so much. Uh-huh. Anthony's saying, I would love to see you promote your Twin Lakes resort more on your YouTube. And I have thought about that, but as I'm saying, like, I think, yes, I just need to build the confidence, not caring about what others think, because I think that I have a bigger number of people who support me. But as I said, the vulnerability can also, uh, that level of vulnerability, what I think in my head, um, sort of prevents me from doing that. But I want to be able to share a bit more. So I am looking at that and seeing what that would look like. But if you do come on the ground, you can come up and see. But definitely, I'm not going to promise, but I've thought about it, and I really want to share more. And guess what, guys? I will. There's a time for everything, and at the moment, there's just, yes, just there's just some challenges, I should say. There's just some challenges. I'm seeing PT also agreeing with you. There's also some challenges which I will overcome. And you will be seeing more of me on YouTube alongside my husband, Patrick, who's also my business partner. And yeah, so more is coming definitely from Twin Lakes. But I believe that everything has its time, and it's definitely um, coming. And I think one of the things as well is that I had put a lot of pressure on myself with regards to the different projects I was doing. So I was doing the hotel, I wanted to do the diaspora project, I was doing the farm initiative with the community. We started the dance group for the hotel, looking at vulnerable women in the community. We also started the library project as well. So there was just a lot going on, and I think there was a lot of pressure on me to perform, and that wasn't the case. It wasn't. I just couldn't do it all, basically. So I had to kind of scale back, and one of the reasons also is because um, the financial part, yes, because all of that requires money. So the library, bringing in more books, trying to mobilize more books, keeping the building, running the because we were the only library in Musanze that had a computer lab where you can connect to the internet and access books, and so on and so forth. So paying for the internet and the upkeep was really um, challenging, you know. But also, I want to say that the library is moving to Burera. So there's lots happening with regards to the library. There's been a lot of changes. And I just kind of want to focus some of my projects, or bringing my projects a bit closer. Like, as I said, for the hotel we have the dancers focusing on women, and we want to now bring the library closer to the hotel, where I can really be there to supervise, and just for sustainability. I really want to know that what I'm doing, I'm not just scattered here and there, and it can just have the best impact, as opposed to stretching myself thin across different projects in different areas. So I'm now trying to bring everything together. PT. Thank you so much. So I think that's enough from me. If anyone has any more questions, as I said, I did put out my email, masterzerafamily@gmail.com. I did put it out in the chat. So if you have been trying to reach me and it has been challenging reaching me, and I know it has, please use Master Zero Family for now until I get up back and running with the other email. You can reach out to me. I'm available on there, and I try my best to respond within 24 hours. But if you don't have any more questions for me, I am going to sign out. I just want to say thank you ever so much for joining this live. I wasn't sure if people would come because I'm like, okay, they've probably forgotten about Lady Visionary now. Like, I'm probably in the cloud somewhere because I haven't been consistent. I haven't been on lives. So I was like, right, maybe I'll get one or two people. But we've had quite a good level of engagement. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you know that Lady Visionary is still in Rwanda? I'm still fighting the good fight. But overall, you know, everything is positive. I just yeah, we just have those days, highs and lows, those days when we question, going back to the whys. Um, yeah, and as I said, I hope that I can be a bit more transparent because this is definitely important. And I also want other diasporans who are here in Rwanda, and even in other countries on on the continent to just be a bit more transparent, um, so that people can really see the broader picture and people just don't make the same mistakes that we've made. And I feel like, I've been in Rwanda since 2019. I've learned a lot, I've lost a lot, I've gained a lot. Um, I've experienced a lot. So, and I know others who have been here as well for a long time. And so, surely us coming together and putting that information out there can really be useful for others who are coming behind us. Um, a Nubian is saying, remain positive and focused as you have been from the start. We'll be there for you and your endeavors. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Really means a lot. Words, yeah, not enough, but thank you so much. Perfect. Is it been in the building? I'm really sorry if I've missed some of your comments above, but thank you all ever so much, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. It is 10:30 here in Rwanda. I know I have people listening from all over Kenya, US, Rwanda. So thank you all very much and enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. You take care and be blessed always.